Hey people, Injured here, 53 Faction War. This is Khatrin Purification Plant and Eldar versus Imperial Guard. For the blue Eldar team, we have two Warlocks. First up is Kung Fu Panda, and we have Adila. These guys are melee heroes that can leap into combat with some powerful spells, give them support, disruption, and offense. And rounding them off is Crog as a Farseer, support commander that fights in melee combat with some powerful buffs, debuffs, and control abilities. This is the same Han elite scheme, recolored. Fancy deep purple kind of thing going on. Red Imperial Guard, we have panzerbatallion as an Inquisitor, offensive hero with awesome control abilities, little bit of support too, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons. Alongside here, Phiracs as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with a refractor shield. And rounding us off is Freeman as a Lord General, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out, fights in ranged combat with some awesome defense and support capabilities, can add to this retinue throughout the game. This is the Vostroyan Firstborn elite scheme over on the east side against the Warlock of Kung Fu Panda, and the rest of them will fight over the rest. I guess we do have victory points that are relatively close together on this map, so you can get triple caps a bit more often than usual. Imperial Guard will fancy themselves early on, I think, with those sentinels stomping around. Here comes one. Does it have ground pound? It does. Oh, beautiful stomp on Adila's stuff there. Got caught out. Might have to mass retreat away, which means they're going to push against the Farseer's army and not really be stopped, I don't think. Farseer's already off the field, in fact. Yeah, they're going to go through all the way to the power, I believe. That power node's a goner. And on the east side, the Imperial Guard pushing through, using the sentinels to great effect. Here come the shurikens, as we expected, and they'll need to use them well. We do have some banshees up for the two warlock players. Adila's banshees might struggle to get in with the amount of firepower they can bring to bear on them. Double guardsmen for both players and sentinels. It's a lot of lasguns shooting at your banshees if they focus them down. Here come the shurikens though. Looks like the Farseer is saving her guide for now. And Imperial Guard needs to be careful. They don't want to mass retreat if they can help it, because that means your enemy gets straight on your power. They want to stagger this back, as they're doing here. Try to buy time for shuriken counters to hit the field. We see panzerbatallion getting some spotters up. Double guardsman retreat there from panzerbatallion though. Phiracs doing a little better with his staggered pullback. Start shooting, wait for the shurikens, pull back again. Not sure what that Commissar was doing, maybe trying to flank around the back. Banshee's not pressed into action yet, no real reason to. I think he's waiting to try and catch a unit in suppression and then send your banshees in. Repairs for the sentinel, gets away. Some pathing issues around these tank traps over here, but it survives. Phiracs doing a really good job with his staggered pullback there. Buys time for Katatrins in the field. Inquisitor with Hammer of the Witches on the platform itself. They are getting a power bash, but this would have been a much more devastating power bash. Probably would have lost the power entirely if they just both panic retreated out as soon as they saw those shurikens. Artillery spotters here. That's one of their shells. They might have already used the smoke one. Farseer getting in. This guy does have the ground pound, but didn't use it. Maybe I just didn't see it. Farseer almost taking out those guardsmen. Look at that. Down to 20 odd hit points. Do have the sergeant up, as they all do. Lord Commissar trying to get in around the shuriken. Might be able to, but banshees are right there. He needs to be so careful. Disrupted it for a second. At least stopped it setting up, but does go down. Should get revived. Nice idea from Phiracs. Was in a bit too deep before he had a chance to kind of pull out there. Oh. Stuff died on the east side. I don't think Kung Fu Panda's lost the unit though, unless he had something else up after the shuriken. More pressure on the power though. Double catechins for Freeman here. 479, 391. A nasty destructor. And Immolator's up, of course it is. Bad news for Guardsmen. They did get a full power bash. They were not able to get the Eldar off the field with the spotters and the Khatachans. Eldar playing it well. Getting a decap even. Webway going up. It's a pretty quick webway. 479, 376. It might be a Warlock one, and thus, yeah, able to heal. Kung Fu Panda's laughing about something over here. Alright, Khatachan's getting heals off the medical sergeant of the Lord General. Can hand out medical patch, which is nice of him. Immolator is in play from Kung Fu Panda 2, as you'd expect. 474, 376. This guy trying to set up, trying to keep the Imperial Guard at bay, but cannot do it. Kung Fu Panda's down to just Banshees and a Guardian Weapon team over here now. 464, 376. I think Adila might need to go to assist, and here we see it. Here we see the assist. I don't see any grenade. Oh, there's one grenade up. Immolator and Suppression might set up the Banshees to get in there. Shotgun blast though. And uses it to retreat. Got away pretty well there, Freeman. Lost the odd model here and there. I think Adila might need to stay over there for a little bit. Help bash maybe. The Imperial Guard now pushing through the mid. 447. 376 is tier 2 for Krog. Tier 2 also for panzerbatallion. Does Kung Fu Panda go tier 2 here? Does. Maybe double Wraith Guard up all around. Does this Guardian team get away? Should be okay. There we go. Here comes the Adila back to the mid. Doesn't want to go in too hastily. Not sure where the Banshees are. They're back at base. Guards happy to sit back on their VP here. Might want to come and grab this rec point, fellas. There's one uncapped over here too. 431, 376 on the VPs. Tier 2 now for Phiracs and for Kung Fu Panda, as you saw. What about you, Mr. Commissar? You have your power sword for disrupting goodness. I did it with double shuriken cannons, and why not? Causing a hell of a lot of problems. Just one of them. There's the Immolate going up. 418, 376 on the VPs. Ground pound is up for the Sentinel of Phiracs. All three of them, in fact, have it. This guy's a missile launcher. Shuriken dealt with, but down goes the Commissar. Gave his life to get that Shuriken off the field. Trying to get a decap over here are the Eldar. Farseer needs to be careful. If they shot at her, would have taken her down there, I think. Those missile launchers are painful for Eldar. What do we have out in tier 2 then? Kung Fu Panda just trying to rebuild with some Dire Avengers. Wraith Guard on the way for Krog. What is this? It's the Lord General coming for a decap. But there's a welcome party of Banshees. 387, 376. Smoke grenade from the Khatachans to give some damage resistance. And I thought it gave suppression immunity, but those guys just got suppressed inside the smoke grenade. So maybe it doesn't. Phiracs with some stormtroopers on the way. Most likely with a sword kit, but he could wait for a possible vehicle. Falcon over on the west side would be great. Anytime there's the 3v3 where two allies are fighting together often, getting a support vehicle up is generally an awesome idea. Sentinel waiting a bit too long to start moving, but does get out of there. What is this? Oh, it's a Psychic Storm. Talk about Imperial Guard pain. Look at that Wraith Guard. Holy crap, did they kill like 8 models there with one volley? Psychic Storm is such a good way to set that up. Pretty easy way as well. It has decent range. Hammer of the Witches. on one of the Wraith Guard models. They are getting their spirit vision from the Farseer herself, as long as he's close enough, so they don't need to purchase their Spirit Seer leader quite yet. Saving some resources. Warp Spider's on the way for Crog. Manticore for Phiracs. Trying to push forward here is the Warlock. Throws off the Destructor and it helps take down the Sentinel there. Very nicely done. 347 to 370. West side is blue. 2-to-1 cap, but VPs are very close. Kung Fu Panda doing his best to hold this power. Look at this. Improvised explosives all over the place from the Catachans. Falcon on the way for Kung Fu Panda now. Melter guns, though, up on the Lord General here. There will also be a melter gun each for the Catachans with their Sarges up. Here comes Adila for another assist. Throws off the Destructor and the Immolator. Lots of fire. Oh, look at his heels go off, though. It's a good stomp on double Banshees. Adila positions himself for some retreat grenade goodness. Freeman staying in this fight really, really long. Grenade attempts. There we go. Beautifully timed by Adila. And takes out an entire squad there. Almost two. And the Sentinel goes down. Does the Falcon live? It does. Excellent assist by Adila. Freeman did stay in play way too long there, though. Should have been out there as soon as he saw Adila, I think. Immolator on retreat, trying to finish off the Commissar, and does. The king of retreat kills is Adila. Uh-oh, Catachans. Autark dropped in. Who's this? This is Adila's Autark. Sub-commander for the Eldar. Very quick on her feet. Can also passively buff nearby allies with some damage resistance. And do that. A nice jump for a heal and a little damage buff, I think, or something. It does something else. Good. Good passage of play for the Eldar. They also have the west side, but here are some Ogrins. Trying to suppress them with the Wraith Guard there. Got the Inquisitor doing all sorts of crap with crossbow bolt pistol. Manticore. That could set up some nasty Manticore strikes too. Those guys get away. Have they spotted the webway? They have. And down it goes. Ogrins do not drop a model. Heavy melee squad. Can do some pain to everything. And with the Bonehead leader, they can disrupt the crap out of stuff too. The Lord General with Commissar retinue member on the way also has the Vox operator guy there too. He's got a full retinue. Makes him very hard to kill himself. You can repurchase fallen retinue members for a reduced cost these days. Great change for the Lord General. 347, 249. Freeman able to get right back in here, right up to the power again too. But is persuaded to leave. Those are the Wraith Guard of Krog. Look at these guys now using their webways. Manticore, Warlock trying to chase the Manticore. I'm not sure if he was up to something else. Now has the Warp Throat. Level 3, triple cap for the Eldar. Level 1, Lord Commissar still. What else do we see in terms of war gear here? Inquisitor fully kitted out, as we saw. Interrogator's armor, Mandate, Warp Throne, Immolator, and Farseer fully kitted out. Spirit Stones, the Rune armor for that awesome Psychic Storm, and the Gravity Blade. That's to counter those Ogrins, most likely. Here they are. Manticore takes out the webway. That's one way to do it. He was most likely actually aiming at the units there. Uh-oh. Lehman Russ dropped in by Freeman. Or was it just purchased? He's got a lot of red. Didn't quite chase the Falcon there. Which is a bit weird. Might chase it into base though still. 337-171. Looks like he doesn't want to risk it. Ogrins have found a scrawny little Warlock to fight. And he runs the hell away. As you would. Some more guardsmen on the way for Freeman. Some fire dragons here for Kung Fu Panda to help fight that Lehman Russ. Tier 3 for Crog. Adila with some Wraith Guard. The second we've seen only. Right lance is up. Here comes some fire dragons too. Banshees also have their Executioner Spear, which is a heavy melee weapon. So if they can get close enough, they can do some damage to the Lehman Russ. There's that Commissar shield. Warp throw might set this up. Khatrin's able to get their shotgun blast off on the Banshees, which stopped them getting in. And there's another shotgun blast. Fire Dragons now moving in now that the Khatrin's aren't around. They have their Exarch as well. Gives them that Dragon's Fury. Here it is. Increases their speed and increases their accuracy on the move, I believe. Is it going to be enough to get the Lehman Russ? Most likely not right now. Banshee's actually chasing. Saw off Freeman, but did take some losses there. Kung Fu Panda. Kicking off in the mid. Manticore strike. There's a bunker up. Oh, not for long. Down it goes. Manticore is going to get chased down here. Phiracs not paying attention. Oh, he is, but saw it a little bit too late. They're not getting on the rear armor, but it has like 300, not even 300 hit points, this thing. So it goes down so fast against any type of anti-vehicle, but might be saved by the base turrets and is saved. Can now get some repairs. Hammer of the Witch is trying to take out the Exarch herself there to force a repurchase, but wasn't able to do so. 271, 168 single cap for the Eldar. They've done really well controlling that contested VP, I think. And look at this, Adila getting a decap. Level 5 Lord General repurchasing the Commissar retinue member, which gives him that nice shield. I think it's like a 55% damage resistance to range damage. Commissar, sorry, the Inquisitor with her mandate up. And a rocket run. Painful. Took out the Shuriken, that's for sure. Inquisitor able to get a decap as well. Whenever you see an enemy hero running in so freely like that, maybe expect a nuke. Falcon doing its thing, got some fire dragons strangely split up around that object there, but they're okay. Oh, Witchblade of Kurnus is up for Kung Fu Panda, who's over on this west side. Takes out some Khatrin's too. Inquisitor almost went down on retreat to the Psychic Storm, but it's Wraith Guard who will cap. Looks like Freeman did some bashing over here, but might need to concentrate on VPs a little bit more. Might need to go pretty hard in the mid. Trying to take out the Warlock. Very nearly did. Here comes Adila for another assist. Banshee's chopping up some guardsmen. Don't think they'll be too bothered though. Gonna reinforce 3 at a time with the Commissar leader. Oh, there's the execute to stop the retreat. 271, 127 on the VPs. The contested is still blue. Every time I look here, it seems to be blue. See a council on the field from Crog. D cannon on the way for Adila. Bane blades though hitting the field for Phiracs and panzerbatallion. Can be risky against Eldar for sure, with Eldritch Storms and myriad other anti-vehicle things. Briefly suppressing the Inquisitor there. Wraith Guard pretty damn quick. Was that swift movement up for a second? They seem to be moving really fast then. 271, 101. Nasty grenade. Took out like 4 models. I think there's another one. Banshee's trying to take out the spotters, but they ran away. Good stomp, and the Ogrins are there. 271 to 91, running out of VPs are the Imperial Guard team. Can they get through the middle at all? Looks like a Warlock is there hanging out to stop caps with his Witchblade of Kurnus, maybe. Ogrin's on the Wraith Guard and needs some help. And there it is with the levitation field. Such an awesome ability. How much? 60. How much does it do? 50 power melee when it knocks them back as well, which is not an insignificant amount. Remember, it's dealing that to each model. That is a Baneblade though. Where's the other one? It's coming out to the west side most likely. Can they deal with this? Tier 3 for Kung Fu Panda. Some more Wraith Guard on the way for Krog. They can't stand and trade by themselves. There's some Warp Spiders with a Haywire. Got a rocket run. Ouch. Exploded something there. Definitely exploded something. Some kind of setup team I think went down. Wasn't a D-cannon though. The D-cannon's back at base. Imperial Guard coming back very, very strong here. With Kasrkin now to back up those Bane Blades with some firepower. Trying to get on a natural, which is the right thing to do from Freeman. D-cannon could do a nasty singularity on these fellas. There's the attempt. It will put in retreating units if they're close enough. Got some of them and turned them into bits of red. 3 of them, I think. Lehman Rustrum. Freeman is still around, level 2 now with Vanquisher. Feels like it's going to be tough for the Eldar to come back in here. They need some very nicely placed nukes, I think. They might be a little bit too depleted to get back into this now. But they've got a lot of VPs to tick down. Kurgatz is now up for the Inquisitor. They are pushing against the Baneblade when they can. Haven't really been able to get the Wraith Guard close enough. And that's just a hell of a lot of damage to contend with. We don't want the Warlock fighting, that's for sure. 227, 64. Can they do it without the Eldritch? That's the question. None of them have enough red to even pull one in here. This is going to be so tough. Another Baneblade on the way, this time from Freeman. More Wraith Guard for Krog. And they're going after the natural here. Grenade misses. These are panzerbatallions Kasrkin with no weapon upgrade. What about these fellas? Also no weapon upgrade yet. They do a good job with those hotshot lasguns though. Down goes that Warlock from Kung Fu Panda. Need to try and get around this way to the VP. Much easier said than done. Freeman happy to stand and trade here. Seer Council in there. Tons of Lord General buffs going off, but is it enough to save them? These guys getting away. 2 hit points. Might have even had 1 hit point. This is a hell of a lot of firepower for an Imperial Guard. That is triple Wraith Guard though. Talk about firepower. They just can't stand and trade for long enough. They need some kind of distraction to take the fire off them. Fire Dragons, down they go. those guys are really going to struggle to get close enough. But now I don't need to worry about it because they're in bits. Hard to see past the Imperial Guard holding on to it. Eldar had to throw everything at it, had to try. Almost a nuke ready for Crog. There's only one, and there's 3 Baneblades. And there's one just sitting on the VP over there. It's not like they can ninja that one. More Fire Dragons for Kung Fu Panda. Might be able to get them in around the back, but I think Freeman is kind of watching out for that. D-cannon will do decent damage to vehicles if they get close enough. Time field setting up the Wraith Guard. Could certainly be a thing. But shut down now by the crippling volley. And the Farseer got shot to pieces, so no more time field until she's back up. Still the 2-1. Freeman going for the decap, is he? He's going to tie up the Wraith Guard, that's what he's doing. There's a singularity, gotta be careful fellas. They run off. They're being quite brazen with these Baneblades. Seem to be pretty confident. 105-64. Here comes a Fire Prism for Adila. Can certainly help put some damage on from long range. Banshee's getting on it. Can they get on the rear armor? This Baneblade being very, very brazen from Freeman. 82-64. Here comes another Baneblade. Baneblades for days. And there's the other one. They've pushed right up here. Actually getting a decap. There's the double. It's definitely all over for the Eldar. They need to like all hit nukes right now to have a chance. I mean, they did the right things. They started to get Wraith Guard up and that kind of stuff, but they didn't have enough to sustain those fights. It's hard. Really hard. Filled up their population caps mostly. A couple of those Imperial Guard players. One final push from the Eldar maybe. But there's Purgatus to shut it down. Warlock with Cloak of Shadows up for Adila. I see an Eldritch. Can they follow it up? Can they get one of these Baneblade down? Maybe they can. They can. Still the 2-1 though for the Imperial Guard. Ethereal Slash. Eventually this guy will die. Maybe. Nope. Down he goes. 8-64. See a council jumping in. Not sure I agree with that purchase. Now, level 2, they've killed some stuff. There's another Eldritch. Maybe they were in a response to the Ogrins. In which case they'd have a very good fight against those guys. One Baneblade down. 2 to go. And 8 VPs to do it. That's a Demolisher Cannon. Hit very strangely there. 8-64 still. But there's the 2-1. GG says Freeman. And Krog. Oh, there you have it then. They got those Baneblades up just at the right time to really put a wall up for the Eldar to deal with, and they could not deal with it. Just didn't quite have those numbers. Didn't quite have the Eldritches up soon enough either. Let's look at these heroes. End of the game. Level 8 Inquisitor. Had Interrogators, but went to Purgatus. Level 5 Commissars down. Not sure what war gear he had. Wait, the Lord General level 9. Melter guns, flat jacket, full retinue. Farseer's level 4. Actually had the Doombringer up. And level 6 and level 4 Warlocks. There you have it, guys. Imperial Guard are holding on and getting the victory. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.